What is up, guys? RZ Jones 18 here, and welcome to the official second part of our Summer Haul series of 2025. This is June. We did May already. Now we are in June. I believe the first part also came out in June as well, but this will come out in July. To kind of like, this is going into the final week of June, so I'm counting this as my June slash July part. August will have its own part, and there'll be plenty to talk about in August. We're going to talk about some of that today in this video. So let us get started without further ado. I'm going to be showing you an older piece that I bought back in May. I'm going to show you a piece that I got here about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It's not down here with me, but I'll show you guys. I have a special thing to show you guys. I feel very lucky to have because of one of my best friends in the world. I love him, and And then I have today's haul, which was I got to go back to a favorite location of mine, and we'll have all these stories as we go throughout. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this right here in front of me. I am a PlayStation person. I am a Nintendo and PlayStation person. Xbox occasionally, but I am always going to be a Mario and Kratos kind of guy. That's what I prefer for video games. The Oculus is up there as well. I mean, not the Oculus, the MetaQuest. I love my Quest for certain games, but I don't play on it as much as I do my other my other products. And Doom: The Dark Ages came out this year in May, and I wanted to be able to play it while I was at work. So that way I wouldn't have to worry about being so tired when I got home that I would never get to finishing it or ever playing it. So I had this back in 2023, I want to say. It's when Spider-Man 2 was coming out, and the hype around this thing was real. And I got it for that. I played a little bit of Controlled on there as well, but then I got rid of it, and I really thought about it. I am now realizing I'm a big portable gamer person. I like having portable games. It makes going out a little bit more fun, and I have something to do on my downtime while I'm out. And so, with that in mind, I rebought the PlayStation Portal, but I got the one I wanted, which was the one in Midnight Black. This was part of the Midnight Black series they came out with at the beginning of the year with the new DualSense, Edge, headphones, earbuds, the new casing around the system, all the fun stuff. And I got this. And I beat all of Doom: The Dark Ages on this. Have I used it since then? Yes. Not as often as I want, but I have used this. This is probably my favorite product from PlayStation besides the actual console itself. I'm now back into using my PlayStation earbuds, and I have missed them so much. They work with my PlayStation, they work with my some other products we'll talk about, and it also works with my phone. So they're good headphones for outside. I also use my other JBLs, my Tune LL7050s I use all the time. But this is very cool. I love this thing. I love the color. It makes me want to go find a Midnight Black specifically for my console just from the match, because I've now realized that I'm never going to get a Pro or a Slim model of the PlayStation 5. I see no real reason. Everything that's coming out for the PlayStation 5 can still be played on my console. And so rather than upgrading, I'm going to shell upgrade. I'm looking into some certain covers right now. Hopefully they can maybe work out. Time will tell. If you see something going on, the inside of my tooth is bothering me, and so I'll be kind of maneuvering things over there. Rice sucks. It's so good, but it sucks all at the same time. It really is the bane of my existence. And but I love it so much. But besides that, I got the Portal, and it stays up in my room. It's the console that I leave in my room. I have a console downstairs, a console in the living room, and a console in my room. The PlayStation Portal is my console upstairs. My PlayStation 5 proper and my Quest are my downstairs consoles, and I have a living room console that I leave up there for everybody to use. I'm using one of those things right now to charge my phone, but that was just the quickest way to do it. So, but you'll see. So, the other thing that I have not done a lot of since I got here was build. I have not built anything. I bought 2 Halo sets based on the Paramount Plus TV show that I thoroughly enjoy. I think the show is a lot of fun. and I got the set with all 4 of the Spartans from the show. I also got one of the Banshees with the, I forget his name, but the guy who has like the elite arm. I got that, and I also got this random one of a wasp with some extra figures, and I built them, and they were cool. And the Warhog, unlike my last one I owned, is proudly displayed. I wish I had the minifigures still from that one because it was the 20th anniversary for Halo 2, and I'm dumb. And so I got it back, and I love the Warhog now. I have him without his helmet on. He's cool, but I have him over there. But I have not built proper Lego since then. I also helped my little sister with her Mega Constructs Pokemon set, which is over here on display as well, along with her Pokedex. But I have not built proper brick. And probably since I moved down here, I would think. And so we were at Costco, first time in Costco, loved it. And this was in my eye, and I was like, I've been seeing this, I've seen reviews for this, and I am now at that time in my point with Lego that I only want to get the things that are models. I don't want any play sets or random other things. I want actual models, and so that's why my Lego collecting has kind of come down to a halt. Is that I'm specifically now just looking for adult-based, model-based sets, like of characters, of robots, or the adult sets like Lord of the Rings. I think are my exception to the rule if I ever get one. Those would be the exception to the rule. I really want the Mario Kart standard kart set with the buildable Mario and the kart. I really want the Bowser. I think they would look great together, but I just have to find again. Room will happen. As you can clearly see, I'm working with as much room as I can. There's plenty of room in here. That's not the problem. I just gotta, take the time to get the new areas and staging. And this room is ever changing. I'm trying to find what I think works best for what I need this to be. And, for the time being, I'm not recording a lot. I'm doing the Summer Haul series that we do every year. And, that's pretty much it. There are certain pieces that are coming out this year that I actually want to sit down, look at, be more in depth with. I really want to do something on this, but I have not figured out what I'm going to do with it yet. I know I did stuff for Gray Skull and Snake Mountain, but I really, 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 really want to do something with this thing specifically, and I just can't figure it out. It's so hard. But back to the haul part of this portion, and we'll get more into that kind of stuff here at the later end of the video, because we do have some things to discuss going on for future stuff with the channel. It's still gonna be thriving. We're still gonna be kicking butt. I'm loving doing this again because now I have the room and facilitation where I can do it, be loud, and not worry about waking anybody up. I'm just in my space. But enough of that. I got Lego Grogu. I got Lego Grogu. He is currently upstairs, built. The only thing that's down here is his little Lego frog and blue macaroons. I love him. I think he is adorable, and it's a nice piece. It goes really well with my R2. Like, he's the right size. The R2's still big. I really want the chopper, and I also really want the C-3PO model now to go with my R2. These Star Wars models are legit, and they're getting me. The helmets are the only exception. I'm not going to do any of the helmets. The Iron Man bust is pretty interesting. I still want Bumblebee. I don't think we're getting any more Transformers Legos. I think Bumblebee kind of deterred that. Prime was a big win, but I don't think after Bumblebee not being as successful as it was going to be, hoping was going to be that we're going to get another one. I hope I'm wrong. I think the only other logical one to do for me would be Soundwave. I think Soundwave as a Lego would be terrific. Blockies just did theirs, and that's a building thing, sure, but I want like a Lego one. I think it'd be really cool. But from there, we go to this guy. So, June 5th, 2025 was the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. I have been talking about it. We have made plans about it going into this coming month. Was my original plan to get it. I was planning on getting it during Superman weekend, making it a whole big deal, leading up into Donkey Kong, and I kind of left it alone. And then my best friend Mark, who runs the Jungle Gyms podcast, love this dude, was like, hey, I got my Switch coming here in a couple of weeks on the 11th of June. Do you want to go out and see if we can't find one while we're doing this? And I was like, you know what? I have not gone console hunting since 2020, looking for the PlayStation 5. 3 years later, I finally got it, and I was like, let's go Switch hunting, and we did. I went to Meyer. I had a really good source that we had Switches at our Meyer here in Kentucky. I was wrong. They were not there. They were sold. I was told five. They had two. Neither nor there. We go to Best Buy. They had the games, the controllers, the cameras, all this fun stuff. Didn't have it. Went to Chili's. Chili's ruled. So good. And then we go from Chili's to Target, and we just we're patient. And there's a guy over there, and we were like, hey, do you guys have any more of the Switch 2 consoles, like the Mario Kart bundle or the regular Switch 2 model? And at that point, I'm good with happy with anything. But I mean, and if we don't find anything, I'm not gonna be disappointed because like, hey, it happens. And the guy's like, I don't have anything back here, but it says there's something at the customer service. You want to go look? And I was like, okay, sure. So then we meander through the store looking at stuff. We get these really random weird candies that were pretty good, and having a good time, just chilling, relaxing. And we finally get up to customer service, and I was like, hi, do you guys have any Switch 2s in the back at all? We were told that might be some in customer service. And this very nice young lady was like, let me go back there and check for a second. And sure enough, as I can be as crystal as clear, need I say more? This is the best thing that happened all month. May sucked. May and June in particular for me really sucked. I had some really bad family stuff going on over these past 2 months, and it finally just crescendoed. And the week that this came out was just not being my week. And so I was off that day. We didn't have anything to do. And so I went with him. And, he's a good dude. I'm just going to say that. I respect and love him. And go watch his show. Obviously, go watch Jungle Jim's podcast. He has made Jungle Jim's a better thing, in my opinion. And he continues to do so. And I love his work. And I hope he knows all that. And he's my best friend. And because of him, this happened. And words can't describe how much this means to me. I really needed this in the time that I got it. I got it the day after the console came out. And I absolutely love this thing. Love it, love it, love it. I have not liked or picked up a Switch console since 2023. When Tears of the Kingdom came out. I have played games occasionally, agnostically, kind of, sort of, really. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Pokemon, Nintendo stuff aside, I really haven't touched my Switch for anything else. Boy, oh boy, has that changed. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game I've been wanting to get into. I now can, because of this thing. The Switch version is the best version of the game. Graphically, obviously, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, it looks great, but it functions so well on this. I have put so many more hours into Cyberpunk because of that reason. And then I have been redoing Tears of the Kingdom because the Switch 2 version is so much better. Mario Kart World is terrific with its issues. I think the open world is too closed, which is weird to say, but there's just not a lot going on in the open world. The tracks are incredible. Getting Rainbow Road is pretty freaking awesome, and it's a moment that, as a gamer, I had not really ever experienced with a Mario Kart before, because usually by that point, the people I play with have already unlocked it, so they've had their moment. I have now had my moment. I beat my first Mario Kart campaign, which was pretty weird, and it was really good. I really like it, and it's giving me my first taste of Donkey Kong for Bonanza coming out in July. That week's going to be crazy. I have the whole weekend off, and then that week is when Donkey Kong comes out. I can't ask for a better Superman weekend going into Donkey Kong week. Oh, it's going to be a good time. And we also got Mario Party Jamboree, and we've been playing that. We've been playing a couple games of that. A lot of fun. I'm excited to play it with more people, have more fun with it. I'm playing a lot of TMNT on here for some reason. I don't know why. This is where Marvel Cosmic Invasion will be played. This is where Borderlands 4 will probably end up being played, is on this thing. Because I want that on the go. But Donkey Kong Bonanza is the main reason why I wanted this thing. And I can't wait for that game to come out on July 17th. But all that being said, I love this thing. I take it with me to work every day. It never leaves my side. It's either charging or with me. And I cannot say that about a console within the last portable console within the last 2 years. I've never had that. The Quest was the exception. I was playing that to work constantly when I was working at Jungle, but it was more for fun. This is I'm actually bringing to kind of get my edge off before I go back into work. And it helps tremendously. I'm playing through Link's Awakening for the first time and properly. I've played it before, but not in the way I'm doing it this time, and I'm playing it, and I am loving. It's so nice to play a new Zelda and not just go back to Breath of the Wild: Tears of the Kingdom, which I love, but I've done everything I can in those games, and I wanted to play a new Zelda, and Wind Waker is there for GameCube, but I do not like how the GameCube controller games feel on Switch 2 Online, except for Soul Calibur. F-Zero Fox, whatever it's called, is fine. And then Wind Waker doesn't play well for me, which is a bummer. But yeah, I got the Nintendo Switch 2. Yay! It's so good. So good. But again, big shout out to Mr. Mark. I love you, dude. You're the best. And I look forward to our future endeavors in this coming month with Superman and such. And I'm just excited to hang out. I was really happy to see you today over at Jungle Gyms. Speaking of, I was in Fairfield today, and we were there to visit my grandmother. We did some swimming, and we visited Jungle Gyms, obviously, say hi to everybody over there that I could find. But there was one thing I wanted to do before we left, and I had the means and opportunity to go there, and so I did. I took my little sister River to meet with her. We went to the toy department. And I have not been there since I bought Eternia back in February. That was the last time well, that's not true. I bought the Bashosaurus. That was the last thing I bought at the store. It was not Eternia. It was the Bashosaurus. And Eternia was obviously my big piece I bought from the toy department. But Bashosaurus, I think, was the last official product I bought from them prior to today. And I held it back because River was with me. If it would be different if I was by myself. I was very emotional. Going back to Fairfield brings up a lot of emotions, and my happier emotions come from being at work, showcase, or the toy department. And being there was so nice and refreshing. Just being back in a store full of things that I love. I walked around that store 3 or 4 times just looking. I know I have my intentions on certain things, and then other things popped up, and then other things popped up. But then one thing popped up, and we'll save the bigger one, the bigger piece for this for last. But all Motu, by the way. Every time I want to record, my nose just wants to soar. Pardon me. But all these are both of these are Motu related, obviously. And so there they had a complete inbox with slime still, slime pit, vintage one. They wanted 150. And I'm like, you're basically selling the shell for $150. Everything else in there, the instructions, the goo, the box itself, I love. I just really want the skull part, because I have a slime pit without a skull. And so, patience is a virtue. I'm hoping with a certain thing coming out in July, that'll be fixed, but we'll see. And but they had figures on. They had plenty of figures on the pegs. They had stuff I had not seen yet before. They had Hero there, which I already own. They had a bunch of the Creations exclusive figures I already own in my collection. except for one, and it was from 2024, and I really wanted him. I think the figure's great. I wanted him for one specific reason. I've done this now twice to two different figures for one figure in my collection. You can probably tell who it is because he's not standing over there with his crew. First shelf. And they can probably give you a hint of who this is. But I got the Motu Origins Demo Man, the evil spirit of the Spondos. And I know nothing about this character. The mini comic, like Pixel Dan said in his review, is all over the place. I don't know like what continuity and story they're going with, whether Keldor is Skeletor, Keldor and Skeletor are separate, Skeletor is a spirit within Keldor. I don't know what they want to do with them. But the Spondos here clearly is part of whatever the continuity is, and I love the figure. I think the figure is really cool. My biggest issue is the shoulder armor. It moves around too much. I don't think there's enough space between the neck and the shoulder to kind of keep it in place. That being said, he comes with my favorite weapon my favorite weapon so far. That's all silver, and that's the scimitar. We also get the flail in silver, which is cool. He also comes with two head sculpts, three all together. One is basically if you have the Skeleton Warriors from the 2-pack, it has a non-glow-in-the-dark version of one of the heads. It's really cool. My favorite, though, has already been used, and I don't know why it comes with him. I'm guessing it's because of his connection to Skeletor, but I got him. Again, I like him. He's on the wall, and that's where he'll stay. He's part of my 2024 subline in there. However, he did give me something I wanted for a while to go with him, and that would be the bejeweled-eyed Skeletor head. And as you guys can clearly see, this thing is a kit bash. This thing had the 40th anniversary head on there originally. This is from the first New Eternia Skeletor. That's like the I forget what, like, would it be the pirate or would it be like the warrior or something? I don't know. But this is his armor, which is why it looks really weird on this figure. He does not have his skirt piece. He's wearing the dark boots off of which Skeletor? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's a Skeletor I used to own. But besides the point, he's wearing the darker boots. He's got the darker. He's got the all black belt. He is a kit bash figure, and that's why I like him so much. He's the one figure that, you know, the base body of this thing is a original 2020 Skeletor. It's the same figure I've had since 2020. But I've just constantly been modifying and updating it and making it to where it's my Skeletor. That He-Man back here is a kit bash between Battlefield, Eternia, the 2-pack, not the 2-pack, the 2020 base body mold, and the weapons from the Battlefield Earth. So it's basically the reissue version of He-Man with the Battlefield armor stuff all put together. So my two main heroes are, and same thing with the Hordak now. Like if you guys can see Hordak, he is now the Hurricane Hordak body mold with the concept art head, the Horde Trooper Prime cape, and his cannon. So all my villains except for Pighead, which makes sense because Pighead's just chilling with the villains. But I kit bashed this one, and so that is my Skeletor now. Yay. I definitely want to get a skirt piece. I know they had a Cronus there, and getting the Cronus would be pretty cool because of the cape and everything. But I already have a Cronus. I don't need to buy another Cronus to get Keldor. Cronus at that point would just be a nothing figure. It was $8, but I just didn't feel like spending the money on that. I'd rather get something that I knew I needed, plus another. I wouldn't say Grail piece, more or less. I am really getting into buying all the exclusives and collection stuff, and so this is part of that. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, that is my new Skeletor that'll go on the shelf. I love the bejeweled eyes. I love the way the teeth look. That head sculpt looks terrific on this body, and I just got to make it work with it now. I think I've had that Masterverse on here for so long that I really have to want this head to get on there, and like it does when I finally get it to like sit there, and like he looks great now. Like he looked really good with the last head I had on him, but I think the dark purple of this hood looks really good with the darker purple of this bandolier on his chest. But yeah, I think he looks terrific. I'm very happy with him. I'm glad to have. Yet again, I have bought. I'm not kidding you. I think I have bought more Skeletors for heads than anything. I mean, if I look in there, I have the Scimitar head Skeletor. I have a bunch of the Battle Armor Skeletor heads. I have so many Skeletor heads. I have so many Skeletor and Hordak heads. Of everybody, I have a lot of Skeletor and Hordak. I mean, I know why, because I've bought all 3 versions of Hordak, and I've bought almost every version of Skeletor except for 2. So, go figure. But, here's also Demo Man's mini comic. Again, convoluted as all get out. I don't know what it wants to be, but, another book to the collection. But here's the big piece. Here is the big one. So, I was, again, just walking around Toy Department, chilling, minding my own business, doing what I want to do while River was looking at Pokemon and all that fun stuff coming looking for me, and we just had a good time. And I saw something with a particular number on it. It was the 40th, and it was not for She-Ra. It was for Masters. It was for when 40th happened back in 2022. And as you guys know, 2022 was the year that this thing was revealed. And, 3 years later, 2 years later, we got it. Well, for me, it was 3 years later, and I got it, but beside the point. And there was another piece from 2022 that I did not own. I have now owned all 3 exclusive big pieces from Motu from 2022 with Mattel, which have been, I've owned the 40th anniversary 2-pack of He-Man and Skeletor. I love that 2-pack to death. If I could find it again, I would buy it again, and I love those 2 figures. I have owned, obviously I own Eternia. It's right there. Hi. But there's one thing I've always looked at on Mattel Creations, and it's always been at different intervals and prices, but it's never hit me the right way because it's like, I'm basically buying this for 2 figures. The other 2 are either released or part of a collection I'm not collecting. But with that being said, when $80 looks at you and says, hey, compared to what is going on with Mattel, I'm basically getting this $20 off. So one of the figures in this set is basically free. Well, you're basically paying for each figure, which each figure would be $20. Since there's 4 of them in here. And that would be the Masters of the Universe 40th Anniversary 4-pack of TV Sensations. This is the giant TV set that Masters did here back in 2020. Back in 2022. And here is the lithograph for the set. As we can look here, we have the Netflix He-Man right here. We have 2000X right here. We have Cartoon right here. And then we have New Adventures here in the middle. I've seen everything except for New Adventures. I've never seen an episode of that show. Not one. I will fix that, but I don't know. Everything else I've known or have completed. And so you get this very nice display. Again, I think Dan puts it the best every time he reviews one of these exclusives. The packaging on these is just simply incredible. So it's a TV basically. Like you have a TV. People have seen this already. It's been out for 3 years. I don't care. This is for me. You shush. You got basically the TV screen, and on the back it says Masters of the Universe. Down here it says 82 to 22, representing the timeline of He-Man itself. And inside, when you remove the top part, you've got 4 little cassette boxes, or I don't know what. I guess they're supposed to be books. And so, we'll go in order. So obviously the first thing that came out for Masters of the Universe besides the toys was He-Man Through the Ages. This is really cool. I've never really looked at this yet. They come with all like this nice keeping material, but you get these little boxes, and this says He-Man Through the Ages Motu Guide 104 Collector's Covers. This is the first of the 4, and this series ran from September 26, 1983 to November 21st, 1985. 130 episodes at 23 minutes a spot. And that's pretty cool. And you get the figure, obviously. He's on the wall. I have figures to show off. I will show them off when we get to the boxes for them. But there is the 1980s cartoon for Filmation He-Man. And again, they have them in sequential order, which is really cool. Now I do have the figure out here for this one. This is again He-Man Through the Ages. This went from September 1st to December 7th of 1990. 65 episodes for 30 minutes, and that would be The New Adventures of He-Man. He-Man defends the futuristic planet Primus from the evil mutants, starring Prince Adam. I've never seen this show. However, it is one of the figures that I do have down. So here is the New Adventures He-Man figure. He has the 40th anniversary sticker right there. On the back is a full picture art of He-Man with Skeletor's head maybe in red. Again, I've never seen this show. And all the weapons that come with all 4 of these figures are back metal. It's like his shield, his sword's behind him. He's got the ponytail. He's interesting. You know, it's definitely not my typical He-Man figure, but I like him. But then he goes back in. Next is Masters of the Universe for 2000. This is the series I grew up on as a kid. I watched it a lot via Cartoon Network and replays and find it randomly through like internet and stuff. This ran from August 16th, 2002 to January 10th, 2004 for 39 episodes at 22 minutes. That's crazy. It ran for 2 years with only 39 episodes. That's nuts. And by the power of Grayskull, young Prince Adam gains the power of He-Man to defend Castle Grayskull. Straightforward. It was the try to get people back into the show, and I love 2000X. I know it's not for everybody, but I really like 2000X. And then this is really cool. This is, I think, the most special figure out of the bunch because we've done things for this cartoon. It's had its own line from Mattel. We've had the Masterverse version of this version of He-Man. But I really like the fact that I have him in the origin scale. I really like Yuri Lowenthal as Prince Adam. I thought this show was a lot of fun. And that would be He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from Netflix. I love the CGI He-Man. I think it's a lot of fun. It's camp. It's weird. It's kooky. And the episodes are just a lot of fun. There are currently, this came out in 2021, so this is when the show just started. So at that point, we only had the first season out, which was the 12 episodes. And then we got season 3, and unfortunately, it ended after that, even though they showed off Hordak. What the heck? Need I say more? But again, they give you the nice paper, the tissue paper. And on the back of this one, it says, Attorney as Prince Adam discovers the power of Grayskull and transforms into He-Man. Not a lot for this one, obviously, because the show had just came out. However, much like with New Adventures, I do have this He-Man down as well. And I'm actually going to get this one out of its packaging because I want you guys to kind of see how, if you've never had a Creations exclusive figure before, or like collector-friendly versions of their boxes, kind of give you the experience that you're going to have. So this is what you guys seen already with New Adventures, but this is what a typical box will look for. And the fact that this is the card stock, and he's in the bubble, and he's got the glowing around him. He looks so good. I really wish they'd do more figures from this show in Origins, but I doubt they'll do it because it was only for children, and I love this show. But again, you can pull these out. They're nice card stock. They feel really good. They don't really rip or break anything if you're nice to them. The card art is again gorgeous. When you pull your figure out, it'll look like this, like it would from anything else. This only had one singular rubber band holding his arms in. After that is a simple of pull, and there goes your figure, and then your weapon pops right out. Super straightforward, and this was worth the $80 to me. This is why I like buying Mattel Creation exclusive figures, is because of stuff like this. This looks so cool, and I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I really don't give a crap. This sword looks so good. I love it. I love that you can see the Grayskull design in the sword like you should from the show. He holds it very nicely in his hand. I love that he's smiling. He's a happy He-Man. He's got those giant locks. I think the body works really well for this. I love the attention to detail on the bracers. I think the boots look great. I think the harness looks really good. And I legit really don't have words for this one. I am so happy with it. This is easily the figure of the box for me. Cartoon Collection and 2000X He-Man are cool, but again, 2000X been out before, and Cartoon Collection has now just fully dove into its own line. I have figures from it to prove it, and pardon me. And so the New Adventures one and this one stand out more because we're never going to get them in this scale again. And so these feel like proper Creations exclusive figures, whereas the Cartoon Collection, the cartoon figure, and the 2000X figure don't feel as special. The New Adventures one, but especially this one, feels really special. This is something that, again, we're never going to see again. And I know people give this box set a lot of shit because when it came out, it was $150. I completely get that. There's not enough here to facilitate. The box is incredible. The packaging is great. These are great figures. Obviously, Motu Origin's bodies are the best bodies on any figure. I'll fight anybody about it. It's just the truth. They never have. I barely have any issue with these figures anymore. They have nailed these figures down to a T. But everybody's main complaint about this box set, it was that for 4 figures, $150. That's insane, and I completely agree. And so they have brought that down significantly since it was when it was first revealed back in 2022. I think it goes on Mattel Creations right now for like 105. Still, 105 is crazy. I think $80 was perfect for this. $20 basically per figure, and 2 of those figures are going to be on my shelf. I mean, on my display outside my room. New Adventures is going to go back up on that wall. This figure might go up into my room. Like, that's how much I want, like, or displayed somewhere within the actual collection. Like, up there on top of Eternia Tower with the Pagon Champion. That's how much I love this figure. It's so weird because I know this is going on long, and this is the end of the haul, by the way. I love everything I have, obviously. June was fruitful through the hardest of times, and I cannot be happier about it. And this figure right here represents why I love this so much, in that this will not go for everybody. This show is not for everybody. I freaking adore this show. I love what they do with Cronus. I love what they do with Evil Lyn. I love what they do with the Beastman character, with Skeletor, and the stuff with Prince Adam and his dad, the stuff with Teela, Ram Mam, and the stuff they do with her, the stuff with Battle Cat. It's all the stuff with Orko. It's so well done. And yes, can it be cheesy at times? For sure. Can it be an anime level crazy thing at the end? For sure. But in the middle, it's just a story about wanting to know whose oneself is, and whether or not your people or your loved ones or the people within your immediate group can accept that. And I love the message they bring up about that, about identity and about personality and how you fit within your immediate group. And I think this show tackles that beautifully, beautifully. And Yuri Lowenthal is my Spider-Man, and for me personally, honestly, he's my He-Man. I this is the He-Man I go back to. Like, I love Revelation Evolution, don't get me wrong, but I really like this from Netflix more than anything when it comes to Masters. She-Ra's up there, obviously. I love the She-Ra show, but that's just a straight base Masters of the Universe cartoon. This is the one I go back and watch more often than anything. I don't go back and watch 2000X as much. I don't go back and watch really anything. This and the Power of Grayskull documentary are my two most watched things when it comes to Motu until the movie comes out next year. And yeah, no, I love this figure, and I think that's a great way to end this. Thumbnail. If I use it as a thumbnail, let's be real here, I'm going to find some kind of cool art that you guys will like anyway, and click the video. Thanks! Yeah, that is part 2 of Summer Haul 2025. Now, let's talk about something real quick before we wrap up. Let's try to make this an even 50-minute video. I think I'd be pretty happy with that. July is a big month for me when it comes to my Motu collection. Batten down the hatches, get ready to get your computer in your face. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Stay away from your computer so I can get one. So right now, Shirella is up. She was just Club Grayskull there for, I think, the first day. But now she's open to everybody. I am just praying it's like with Hero and with Voltac and Hurricane Hordak and even right now Despera and even Rio Blast. All of 2025 has been pretty easy to get. I'm hoping Shirella can stay around because I want to get her and the motherfucking Fright Zone together. Let's go! Finally, after what feels like 5 years, the Fright Zone is finally happening. However, big caveat. This thing's $92, which compared to that, we don't know what it looks like fully in detail. Usually by this point, we have like a video of it or something. We don't know what it is currently. Like, we know obviously what it looks like, what it comes with, that kind of stuff. But we've not seen videos of it physically, of like how big the thing is. I am guessing it is going to be kind of a mixed match of the two. Like, with this one, you don't really close it. It kind of stays open and have different ways of displaying it. Well, I'm curious to see how that's going to work. And then it doesn't have the puppet. The puppet's now a full creature, sculpted out, full articulated detail figure. It looks incredible. I know some people are upset about the puppet. I'm not that attached to the puppet part of it. And plus, that preserves the toy and doesn't let it degrade after so many years. So that makes it better, in my opinion. As big of a Motu fan as I am, I have owned a Grayskull at one point that was not this. I have owned a Snake Mountain at one point that is not this. The two main Motu playsets I've never owned are that one and Fright Zone. And Fright Zone is my priority this month. It goes on pre-order. You can order it on July 1st, which is really nice, which means if I do it correctly, I could have it during Superman weekend, which would be crazy if I get both Shirella and this playset at the same time. Woo! We'll wait and see, obviously. I mean, time will tell. Of the two, Fright Zone's more important to me. I definitely want to get my next Powers of Grayskull figure up on the wall. Continue on with our, Eternia. But Fright Zone's more important. I want my playset for my Horde. Everybody else has one, except for Princess Power. But right now, I don't know what they're doing with 40th Anniversary She-Ra. It's kind of all over the place. It's kind of aggravating. I'm not going to lie. We're getting good stuff, but it's just we're not getting enough. We've got the Horde I feel better about now. I did not feel good about the Horde going into this year. I feel so much better about the Horde now. But this is her 40th anniversary, not just his. It's also hers. So, Swiftwind, Bo, anybody really, that'd be great. I know we're getting Bo down the cartoon collection sound down the line. I know we're also getting Shadow Weaver. Big yay! I really want a Shadow Weaver so bad to go. It would feel right, and plus we can finally get that white sorceress out there that I have still no idea what to do with. It's so aggravating. She's my first real exclusive figure I ever owned, and yet I have no idea where to put her. Like, she doesn't have a box or anything. I can't just put her on the wall. Otherwise, I would. Yeah, July is a big month if you're a Motu fan. Get ready and, make sure you're there at 9 a.m. as soon as it drops, because Club Grayskull members get it first. We get our first dab at it, and I think we'll have more in stock because it'll be a day early. And then I think it goes, nationwide on Mattel Creations on the 2nd, I believe. I could be wrong, but I know on the 1st, that's when we get our first nab at it. And I ain't gonna miss that. That's of anything I buy this year, that's the big thing. I really, 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 really want Fright Zone. So I have my goal. I know what I'm going for, and I just leave it there. I'm not gonna really buy anything else now at this point. Getting this was a really nice acquiesce going into the Fright Zone shenanigans. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys very much for sitting here with me as I go through what only is like 10 items in 50 minutes. You guys sit with me for these long videos, and I appreciate you. But this has been, along with discussions, conversations, here and over there, Summer Haul 2025 Part 2. That's what the thumbnail is going to say. It'll work. Thank you guys very much for watching. By the power of Grayskull, we have the power, and I will see y'all in the finale for July, August of the Summer Haul 2025 Part 3. And at that point, your boy would have seen Superman 3 times. You bet your behind we're going to talk about that. And my future hunting for Superman merchandise starts that weekend. McFarlane, I'm looking at you. Give me my Metamorpho. Give me my Mr. Terrific. Give me my Lex, my Ultraman, my Superman. Put a Hawkgirl out. Put a Lois Lane out. I'm saying all this before I see the movie. I want toys. Give me toys. We'll see you guys then.